Hello, everyone. How is everyone today? My name is Stefan Kaplan, and I am a social media and visual strategist. My new show here is called the Spinach Social Hour, and I am here because this is a labor of love born and concern from my photo community. I decided when this COVID crisis hit that after seeing the massive numbers of unemployment and thinking about all of the effects that this is going to have on the world at large, community, I decided to go full throttle with my idea of having the Spin It Social Hour. And I am here to bring on one photographer each hour, each time I broadcast this Spin It Social Hour. And I am going to introduce them to you because I really do want to spread the word about their journey, about their work, and so that when this crisis begins to alleviate, or at least stabilizes a bit, none of us know where this is going right now. I want to be able to help them get exposure so that their names will be out there more, and that you will hopefully hire them, get them assignments, get them work, and also just be a support system, more of a support system for them, because that is the key thing. We are all in this together during this global crisis, which is affecting so many. My heart goes out to everyone that has been affected directly by anyone who's passed away in their lives. It's a deep hurt. It's a deep hurt. I'm a born and bred New Yorker. I was raised in Greenwich Village, and although I'm not in New York now, I'm in Ramsey, New Jersey. It pains me at times not to be in New York, to be there directly to support my fellow New Yorkers, but I'm always there in heart and spirit. So I am a former photo editor at the New York Times. I was there for 15 plus years as a supervising photo editor. And I'm also a freelance photojournalist. I have been for many years. I documented the NYPD for about 10 years. But as a social media and visual strategist, I've worked with many big brands out there and many institutions, from the Pulitzer Prizes on down, Sri Srinivasan and his DigiMentors group, which I'm a part of, and also many others, including AARP, Jackson, Encore.org. And I'd like to make a special shout out to Emilio Pardo, a branding expert and executive out there who has been a guiding light for me with many things through my journey from AARP when I first started my brand. And anyway, thank you, Emilio. Thank you, everybody, for being here. My guest today is Ranita Roy. I am so thrilled to be here and bring her on, because Ranita is a fabulous photographer, just a phenom that I was told about from Essdras Suarez, a very good friend of mine who's a Pulitzer Prize winning photographer. And when he told me about her and that she needed help with a few things, when Ranita came to the States last year, I made a point of meeting up with her because I had to meet her. Her photography is that great. And we got to know each other. We spent a whole day together, shooting around the city, having lunch, getting to know each other really well. And I told her that when I start something like this, she would be one of my first guests. So with no further ado, I'm going to welcome and bring on Ranita Roy. Okay. Hello, Ranita.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. It's so wonderful to have you here, and we tested everything earlier, so we know that the audio is good. We know that the video is good. You're coming to us from where?
Kolkata. Actually, I am living in Andul. It's a small town near Kolkata.
Okay, okay. I tell you, I am so honored to have you on this show, because I find it so amazing that through social media that this is how we met. And it's such a wonderful thing, because I'm always telling people that um, when you love someone online and you want to meet them, connect with them, and the next time they're where you are, or you are where they are in around the world, make sure you connect with them and get to know them, and don't just always stay online, because now we're living in a virtual world in many ways right now because of this COVID crisis. But because of our connection beforehand, we now have this special connection now.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I'm going to quickly tell everybody a little more about you real quick. Ranita is a contributor to Reuters Pictures, and she's worked on many projects, including old age happiness, sleep paralysis, child labor, and many other things. She has won numerous scholarships. Her list of scholarships and awards are so long that it would take me an hour to read them off probably. So I'm going to let Ranita now tell you more about herself, and I'm going to take the back seat here while Ranita introduces herself. Ranita, please introduce yourself to the world and our viewers.
Hello, everyone. Myself, Ranita Roy, and I'm from Andul. It's a small town near Kolkata, India. And I started photography in 2015. I was in depression, and one day I just picked up my camera and I started shooting. And that's why I think photography is a meditation for me, because it's you know um, I'm happy when I'm shooting. And yeah, I did my master's in environmental science. But after that, I actually enriched my knowledge about photography from, I think I started uh, taking workshop in 2018 from Foundry Photojournalism workshop. After that, National Geography Photo Camp, and also I mentored by Shaurav Hura, who is a Magnum photographer, and after that, I think I bagged a scholarship from TAPSA, and then yeah, it's like a long list.
I tell you, Ranita, I mean, I've never, I'm not going to ask anybody their age, but it's amazing to me what you have accomplished in such a short amount of time. But what it really shows is your passion, your drive, and your vision for what you've done. Because I think when everybody begins to see your work, they're going to be floored. I'm sure some have, some haven't, but that's my goal, is if whoever hasn't, to spread the word more about you, because I really know how difficult this is going to be on so many people around the world right now. This is an unprecedented crisis that we're facing, and this is my way of giving back. And bringing you on today, like I said, is a pleasure, and I'm amazed. So one of the things that I wanted to ask you right away, what I find fascinating is, so you have a degree, as you said, in environmental science. When I first learned that about you, one of the things that quickly came to mind for me was the incredible route that one of the best photographers in the world has taken along his journey, who is, in my book, Sebastião Salgado. Because him being an economist and so well versed in economic and global issues, it's amazing how he developed this. I mean, he had it. He has this tremendous eye and vision. He's one of my ultimate photographers out there, and I met him at Cooper Union when he was here in New York. I carried his book all the way to the lecture just to have him autograph it. I was like a kid in a candy store. I mean, he's just so powerful. But that's what, when I first saw that reminded me. So tell me, so tell everybody the story of how you got started in photography. I mean, you didn't even have your own camera at first, correct?
Yeah, I didn't have any camera. I told you, like, I was in depression, and I just started photography to get rid of the depression, and that's how I started photography. So I didn't have any camera, and my friends and my mentor, Sudipta Chakraborty, who actually taught me the whole process, how to use a DSLR and the exposure and everything. I didn't have any knowledge about DSLRs and everything.
Mm.
So that's how I started photography. I didn't know even before 2015 that I will be a photographer someday.
Wow, that's such an incredible story. I mean, and one of the things I want to do right away, because I can never forget this, it's the cardinal rule of social media, and we should always do this. Everybody who's watching this broadcast, please hit the share button, share it with your networks. Likes are wonderful. We love your hearts, we love your likes, but nothing beats sharing. please share so this way we can give Ranita her just due by getting her name out there more and sharing her great journey and story. So, one of the things I'm putting things up here as we talk, this wonderful platform that I'm using is called StreamYard. I have become a one-man production studio in 3 weeks. And this is one of the things that we all want to do, is we want to learn more skills during this time that we have at home, because this is the future, being able to communicate with people. And we see that right now because we have to shelter in place. We want to stay home and save lives, and we want to be serious about this. We do not want to break the rules. We want to be home, and we want to make sure that everybody's abiding by the rules so that we can flatten the curve and that we save lives. Our first responders are working hard enough. So please share this. Now, Ranita, one of the things that amazes me is that one of your photographs, you entered into a competition, I believe. And because of that, you were recognized. You were recognized by Timothy Allen with a scholarship, and also the British legendary photojournalist, Sir Don McCullen. Tell us about that, please.
Well, that's a TAPSA award, which actually Timothy Allen Photography Scholarship. So I submitted my work, and like as always, I don't know what will happen. Mm-hmm. So one day Timothy called me, and he was like, you should, you should, I think you should be prepared, mm-hmm. because maybe he didn't tell me actually the result and everything, but actually it was a live broadcast.
Wow.
So yeah, I was, that's a Facebook live broadcast, and I found out that I'm one of the winner.
Wow.
And yeah, that's amazing feeling, because
you must have jumped and hit the ceiling, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because of that scholarship, I went to Sharjah, UAE. That was my first international travel. So I was more than happy. Mm-hmm. And it was really great experience, because I spent a great day with all the participants and mentors. And after that, Exposure Photography Festival happened, and then I met Sir Don McCullen and David Burnett. They are the legendary photographers.
That's right. Dave Burnett was there, right? Wow, yeah. What an honor! I mean, he is one of the most incredible photographers in the history of photography. He's amazing.
And I met so many people there from all around the world, and it was really a great platform for me. Mm-hmm. And that's mm-hmm. why I think Exposure Photography Festival, or TAPSA, was a gateway for my international photographic dream.
Wow! So let's do this. Let's treat everybody to something here. Hold on one second. I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to go to this window here, and I am going to go to the actual. Whoops. Sorry, folks. 1 second here. Minor production snafu. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go right. Sorry, 1 second, folks. Okay, I'm going to share this with everybody right now. Whoops, we got to wait for the advertisement. I should have had it queued. I'm so sorry, folks.
Ingenuity. We can redefine what's possible.
So sorry.
At Bear, we're shaping the future of
Please bear with me for 10 seconds. I
like
so
farms
apologize
where
about
all
this.
life
Folks.
grows
I
together.
should have had it queued up, and it went off
It's
my
not
screen
impossible.
for a second.
It's progress.
It's worth every second of your time. All right.
Photography, taking pictures, it gives me happiness. This kind of meditation.
We're finding new ideas and new.
So that was the big moment right there, right? I mean, that was incredible. I mean, here you are coming out of nowhere to storm the world, to take the world by storm. And you've been hailed as this phenom because one of the things that amazes me about your work is your use of light. You are so amazing at using light. And I'm going to actually bring on a couple of things here to show everyone. We're going to go straight to your Instagram page, and we're going to scroll down here. Oh. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go straight to some of your work here. Okay, so your use of light, I mean, is just tremendous. Tell us a little about this picture.
Actually, I started this story about my grandma in 2016, and that was the first story I made about my grandma. And in 2016, my other family members, they were in they were in the other city, and me and my grandma, we both were in home. And so I started exploring her daily life. And still I should I mean, whenever I think that there's something about I find something about her, I shoot daily. I mean, at daily basis I shoot my Chodima story. Actually, I called her Chodima.
That is her, right?
Yeah.
I
This whole
find
story is about her.
Yeah, I find it so endearing, the work that you've done around your family. So tell people about that. I mean, this is one of the things that you started out doing right from the start, right? Tell people the story. Tell people the story, please.
Actually, first, when I started the story, I didn't think much. I just shoot in a daily basis. But after, I think, 1 or 2 months, when I saw the picture, I thought that it can be a story about, not only about my grandma. In a broader picture, it's a story about all old women. And I think the thing is amazing about her is she's so positive at her age. And she's always she's very inspiring for me. And in any situation in her life, she tell me that you should be positive and you should do your daily stuff. So that thing really motivate me. And yeah, that's why I done this story.
This photo right here is so
Yeah.
beautiful. It is such a wonderful moment. It just brings joy to my heart to see to see her like this, and the way you've captured her beauty and her spirit. I mean, God, it's just makes you warm inside to know that she has such a great spirit.
Actually, this photo is about self-love. So old women, they do have self-love. I mean, they love themselves. So it's not like they are old and they don't like their appearance or something. My grandma, she's so cool. I think in my whole family, she is the one woman I can tell everything. I can share everything with her. She is one of my best friend.
Oh, that's so wonderful. I mean, I was raised by my grandmother for many years, and she's just wonderful. My mother was working so hard when she was younger as a New York City policewoman. My mother was one of the first. You'll appreciate this. My mother was one of the first New York City police officers to patrol with the men in 1973 here in New York, because before 1973, women were not on the street. They were matrons in the jails and in police precincts, but they weren't on the street. So my mother was a real trailblazer. So, that's part of the women's movement and the women's history. Tell us about your thoughts about women photographers in India and women in general. I mean, one of the great things about you is that you're going to be a leader in this field, I think, because you really have a great vision, and to be able to lead more and more young female photojournalists out there to pursue their passions more and more. And then, of course, I'm sure you've studied many of the legends out there. So tell us more about your interest in all of that, please.
In India, women photographers, I think there are many women photographers. The thing is that we don't have much opportunity, and I think in this digital age, we should learn more about photography. We can learn from online workshops.
Mhm.
But in India, I don't think we have really good photography institution where we can learn really storytelling photography and the good quality of photography. It's not about the technique or how to use a DSLR or the composition. It's more in depth actually. So we don't have that chance in India. But I'm really lucky that Foundry workshop they came in Kolkata, India in 2018, and even National Geographic Photo Camp. So I think we should actually search in Google. We have Google. I think we should search and participate in a good workshop and learn more. Uh, we have many good photographers in India, mainly women photographers. Right now, I can there are many and the photojournalist, but uh, it will be changed. It will. I mean, there will be more women photographers, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, well, that's really good, because one of the things that I'm making sure of with this Spinach Social Hour is that I bring on photographers from all over the world, but also many women photographers and many photographers from all backgrounds. We must keep that in the foreground, that it's not always about men. There are so many incredible photojournalists out there, women that put themselves out there all the time. I've worked with so many, from Ruth Fremson to I know Allison Wright. I've worked with so many greats. The dear departed Ruby Washington, who was a dear friend of mine. Michelle Agins at the New York Times, and the list goes on and on. Andrea Mohin, Sarah Krowich. Anyway, it's really important to acknowledge all of the great female photographers / photojournalists. Many people go with photographers, many people go with photojournalists. The bottom line is that they're skilled journalists out there working really hard and doing great work. So this photo right here, I wanted to bring it up because where did you take this photo, Ranita? And when did you take this
I
photo?
think you were with me at that time.
That's right. This is the day we met, and we went walking around New York City. And I love this photo because I remember watching you shooting, and I was like, I wonder what she's seeing right now. And I didn't see it for a while. And then the other day I found it, and I'm like, I remember that moment. That was in front of the New York City Public Library, correct?
Yeah.
And what beautiful composition, use of light. And on a rainy day, you captured a moment of beauty on the street that seasoned photographers, veteran photographers look for all the time. And you are already there because in your young journey already, you're making incredible advances in your career, and I applaud you for it. And so one of the other things that I wanted to get into. So by the way, Ranita's handles on Instagram is Ranita3Roy, and on Twitter it's Ranita Roy 5. So you're gonna have to dibble and dabble on that a bit, because I presume that your name was already taken, so that you had to come up with the numbers and add them in. That's one of the things with social media. If you got into social media a little late in the game, then the bottom line is that you have to grab whatever handles are available and come up with good ones. So once again, it's Ranita3Roy on Instagram and Ranita Roy5 on Twitter. But that is her website, ranitaroy.com. But one of the things I wanted to ask you right off the bat, Ranita, was what's your favorite thing in life to work on as a photographer, and what's the one subject that you are most passionate about?
Actually, I don't have really, favorite subject like that.
Okay.
I can shoot anywhere.
Okay.
I shoot every time, daily life, the things surrounding me. I shoot self-portrait when I have nothing. Like in this time, I cannot go out, and I don't have much subject. So
Right.
I shoot many self-portraits and my family members, and I'm doing two actually photo story on my family members. And so I think if you want to tell a story, not every time you have to go out, or not every time you have to travel in another country, or really very far. So whenever I am, I can shoot. I love photography. You can give me any situation. I don't care about light that much, because even in afternoon time with the harsh light, I I try to use that light also. So I never wait for I need golden hour, or that I never wait. I'm trying to make myself like useful in any situation.
Oh, you're useful, Ranita. We are blessed to have you in this life, and we are blessed to witness your work. And I think that in the long run, I'm going to make a prediction here that you are going to be one of the greats. Because I really I've edited photographers from around the world for years at the New York Times in the wire service. And one great thing about having been an editor for the wire service for 15 years as a supervising photo editor was that not only the amount of connections I made with the photo community, but seeing some of the greatest work out there, from some of the most joyful work to some of the hardest things in the world to see. And it was never easy editing some of the things that came in, especially 9/11 and other things. It took a huge chunk out of all of us editing that work. But it was, what we do is we document, and what we do is we edit all of the work out there and put it out there for the world to learn and to see, and to educate the world about issues and subjects and all of the good and bad out there in our world. Correct?
Yeah.
That's right. So one of the things I wanted to do before we get into a few other things is I wanted to offer up a little surprise here for you. And I wanted to bring somebody on here. Gee, look at here. It's
how are you
Suarez.
doing?
Essdras, how do you pronounce Ranita? I'm sorry.
You didn't tell me, Stephen.
No,
of course.
I didn't tell you.
We've been planning this for a while, Ranita. Nice to see you.
No. Nice. How do you say the name again?
Ranita.
Ah, there you go.
Ranita. Actually, when I met Ranita a couple of years ago in Sharjah, while she was doing the Tim Allen photo, the TAPSA program, I had a couple of exhibits at the same event at Exposure International Photo Fest. And the organizer of that whole event, Simon, he told me about Ranita and the story about, oh, you have got to meet this amazing photographer, young woman. She's so talented. She had no camera. This whole story about, this photo shows up. Everybody loves the photo. Then they look at the metadata. It's like, wait a second. Did this person enter somebody else's work in their name and this whole thing? And when they realize, oh, no, my God, this woman is so good that even without owning her own camera, she's that talented. So how did I meet? That's how we met. And Ranita was then earned another award. She got to come to the States to do a portfolio review with the New York Times. And, she just needed a little bit push, a little bit help here and there. And I helped her with that. And thankfully, people came through. And not only was she able to come and meet a bunch of extraordinary people, i.e. Stephen Kaplan, the amazing Stephen Kaplan, but also somebody even gave her a camera. I mean, the whole people, there's so much goodwill out there. And when people see good people doing good stuff, people just go out of the way to make it happen. And that's what Ranita is. Ranita is all about making it happen. And she's amazing. She's so full of talent. By the way, guys, you should meet Ranita. Ranita is about this big, but Ranita has so much talent. Talent just bursts out of the pores. Her personality is bigger than life when she chooses to. Most of the time, she's very quiet, very unintrusive. But when she decides to open up her mouth, you got to pay attention to Ranita. So anyhow, so I introduced Stephen and Ranita. I asked Stephen, a friend of mine is going over, would you guys please meet? And that's how they got about. So it's exactly what you were saying. Virtual world, social media.
Yeah. And you know what? That's what I'm always trying to teach everybody as a social media and visual strategist is that, first of all, we need to always build our network before we need our network. But more importantly, we need to get to really know our network. And it's not just about making contacts, as I always say, it's about making true, real connections. And whenever photographers come to New York, and I know they're here, last week I had Nick Curry on from Monterey. Nick and I met via Twitter and then Instagram. And then when he came to New York, I spent a day with him. I did that with Ranita and you, Essdras. When I went to Boston about 7 years ago, when I was working with AARP's Life Reimagined platform, thanks to Emilio Pardo, I went to Boston and we met up and we had a wonderful dinner together with you and your beautiful wife. And I remember the restaurant you took me to, and we had just a wonderful day together and got to know each other better. And we've been brothers ever since, right?
That's right. That's right. So morale of the story, people, make your virtual connections, but then bring them into the real world. This whole situation where we're going through the global pandemic, it'll pass. We'll come out of it a different society, hopefully a better one.
Right.
But let's not distract from the main point, which is Ranita. By the way, guys, I don't know if you know who I am. I am a photographer. I've been doing photography for over 25 years. I've had a great career. I've lived a blessed and lucky career, and I've been able to go to a lot of places, see a lot of things, be there at the right time, and get the right photos. And I've had some recognition.
And let me apologize for not saying that at the very beginning. I was so excited to bring Essdras on, Ranita, to surprise you, because I wanted to bring that joy into your life today and see that smile, that beautiful smile. And you were excited, you were surprised, and that was the main goal. But Essdras, you're very humble. Essdras has won the Pulitzer Prize, folks. So he's a very humble man who's also a master yogi. And I'm going to be bringing Essdras on for his own Spin It Social time with us. Is it next week or the week after?
Next week.
There you go. I'm following up with Ranita with Essdras next week. So Essdras, thank you for coming on. Please tell everybody how they can find you quickly, though, on Instagram, because I forgot to put it in the caption.
Oh, no problem. So you just got to learn how to spell my name. My name is Essdras M. Suarez. That is ESSDRASMSUAREC. Let me give it to you another way. Echo, Sam, David, Roger, Alpha, Sam, Mary, Sam, Unicorn or Union, Alpha, Roger, Echo, Zebra. Essdras M. Suarez. By the way, guys, the last thing I want to say about Ranita is for most of us normal people that don't have the amount of talent that she was born with, to find our own vision takes us years. Ranita has come out of the gate with her own vision, and that is so hard to achieve. She doesn't realize this, but she's a phenom. She is something completely extraordinary, and Stephen is right. She is going to be one of the great ones.
Yeah,
Ranita, great to see you.
I really do believe it. Essdras, thank you so much for coming on, and I so look forward to having our conversation next week.
Hey, Stephen, one last thing.
Yeah.
Ranita didn't know this when I met her, but Ranita means little frog in Spanish, which I think is perfect. Bye-bye. Ciao.
No, well, hold on 1 second. What's really funny is the other night when I tested something with Ranita on to make sure the connection was good, I'm looking at her wall and she has this gecko crawling up her wall behind her.
Yep.
So maybe the frogs and lizards are following her.
Bye, Ranita.
Bye, Essdras. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay. I'm so glad that you were surprised by that. And you asked me, did I tell
me that he can join?
I told you that. You think I'm going to tell you about my surprise for you? So let's get back to the wonderful world that you live in and your photography, because I want to make sure that we stay on track here. And so I'm going to put your website back up, and I'm going to ask you, so what is it for you as a photographer? What drives you as a photographer? Is it perfecting the craft? Is it the search for that perfect picture? And your technique is amazing. So tell us, what is it that drives you as a photographer?
Um, when I took some photos, I never think much. I just what I like to see, I just took that picture,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I think music and other art forms like paintings and those are a thing that I really follow on social media, and normally I search on Google, and whenever I travel to any places, I love to visit museum, because I think in museum you can find really great art, and you can learn so much about about art and history. I think when you shoot some photo, like when you are shooting some environmental story, you should know the thing. It's not only about photography. So when I did my masters in environmental science, I wanted to learn more about environment.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I do story, I do research a lot. Not only I don't look that much, photography or other photographers' work. I don't have any, I mean, my favorite photographer. So I see everyone's work, but I think paintings and music is really inspiring. Yeah,
No,
actually,
I have to tell you, not only your use of light, but the colors and everything else. Tell us. First of all, I'm going through some comments here because I'm a one-man show here, so I'm trying to produce the show the captions, make sure I ask the right questions, of course. And also, I wanted to share with our viewers the comments. So Jay Mandel is a wonderful photographer who I met through Sri Srinivasan. And I have to tell you, Sri has introduced so many of us to so many people around the world. And Jay says, "Good morning, folks. It's 8:36 p.m. when this first popped up. At my present GPS, my hometown of Bishnupur, India. Thanks for your innovative idea of gathering the photogs from around the world," he says. "Jay, it's my pleasure, and I'm looking forward to having you on one day to tell your story so that more people can learn about you. And you've been around. So, sir, it'll be an honor." But Ranita, tell us about this photograph and tell us about your work, for instance, with the LGBTQ community and other things in India like this, because this is one of my favorite photographs. I mean, I love this photo.
Well, I shoot this story for Reuters
Mm-hmm.
last year
Mm-hmm.
in December, I think. So in Kolkata, this Rainbow Pride work it's happened, and I never went there for shoot stories, but that was the first time I went for a shoot for Reuters,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly within a day I make so many friends. Those are the from LGBTQ community, and I think they are watching now. I mean,
Okay.
they are really great friends. So when you make friends, or you know people, and then you can then you can bring more and good stories.
Right.
So I shoot all day long, and yeah, those are the photographs. I know each and everyone. They are really good friends of mine.
See
Yeah.
that's something that's so special, because I was talking about that last week with Nick Curry, and we talked about his role in working with so many communities that are not that need the exposure about their struggles, need the exposure about the great work that they do, and their journey and their stories. Period. And the fact that you connect with your subjects, that's what photojournalists do. I mean, we shoot the story, we look at the story, and we capture the essence of everything. But it's also wonderful to make these powerful connections with the community, and yet be a fly on the wall and be in the background so that you're not obtrusive and that you're not in people's faces in every moment, but you're capturing the moments sort of in the shadows.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you do that so magnificently. So
I think people trust me whenever I go for to shoot any story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't remember any place or anywhere where people didn't accept me. They really, I became their friends, and it's like a long chain. And I know people from everywhere, and my work with Reuters. One of the that was steam engine. Actually, it's a heritage train in India.
Yes,
And
let me pull that up. Hold on one second. Let me pull that up. Let me stop sharing the screen for a second. Let me share the screen again. That's what we have to do with this, folks. And we're going to find that right now. Hold on one second. I've got it tabbed out, so we're definitely going to find it. Here it is. So we are going to go right here, and we are going to pull this up. One second. And I'm going to make sure that we pull it up a little better than this. There we go. Okay. So, hold on one second. Okay. So here we go. So I just wanted to have some of the photos on the screen here while we talk about this. So go ahead, Ranita, talk about this.
Yeah, so that story I did last year in March, and I did it for Reuters. I think I spent 3 or 4 days. I shot it in Darjeeling. It's a hill town in North Bengal, and one of my favorite place. So I made friends there too. I mean, the driver. You can see his name is Haris, and the second time when I went to Darjeeling, they can recognize me. So we spend time, and we share our stories. So whenever I travel and I shoot, I think that bond I make with people, that's really amazing. And it's a Ghum station. It's one of the highest station in India.
No, even I mean, you joined Reuters just last year, correct, as a contributor?
Yeah.
And even this photograph, for instance, I mean, here you are on a very overcast, rainy day. You captured the entire beauty of the moment with this young child running towards you, the shadow, I mean, the reflections in the water, the perfect setting with the steam engine on the right. I mean, just wonderful composer. The use of the entire scene in your frame is just perfection. So, I have so many people here chiming in that telling you're going to have a lot of new followers, Ranita, on Instagram and Twitter. Everybody is just chiming in left and right. Mark Lee, want to invite all you photographers to North Carolina. It's a great photography town, Mark says. Julia Weeks, who is an editor at AP Images, who has worked with the AP Images archive to get it on Instagram and everything else, does a great job. Says always producing. Steve Taylor says thank you, Essdras. So many people, inspiring. Everybody really loves meeting you today, Ranita, and I'm so glad that I could bring you to more and more people. But let's go on to a couple of other things here. I want to talk to you real quick. Let me go back to the banners here, and this is what we do here, folks. So let's go to, I wanted to ask you, what is one of the most memorable moments? What is one of the most memorable moments for you as a photographer that you've shot? And I should have asked this beforehand, production fail, so I could have the photo ready. But if you talk about it, we'll find it one way or the other. So go ahead, tell us, please.
I think, see, I'm from a really small town, and everything that is happening to me in my life, it's memorable, actually. But yeah, I have two big moments in my life. First is in 2018, when the TAPSA thing happens, when I saw that live streaming and I'm the one of the winner, and I went to Sharjah, UAE. That was, I mean, that was really, I never thought that I will be the winner, you know. And the second thing is that last year, when I got an email from the New York Times that I selected for New York Times portfolio review, and I was happy, but I knew that I cannot go to New York because I didn't have the money, you know.
Right.
And that time I didn't have any assignment, so I started working for Reuters after that. So that time I really my financial condition is was not really good that time. So I just okay, I cannot go to New York, and I posted on Facebook that I'm selected in you know, New York Times portfolio review.
Right.
And one of my friend, her name is sorry, Francisca. She's from Jakarta.
Okay.
And she went to Kolkata and we met, and she was like, you got selected in New York Times. You are going, right? I'm like, no, I don't have the money. And she was like, you should try at least. You should ask people. I'm like, no, I can't, because I never asked any help from anyone before that. You know, it was really, I don't know how to do that. But then she was like, not everyone is getting chance to in New York Times portfolio review. You are one of them, so you should try. And you know, so she is one of the people who really motivates me at the time. And then I started emailing you know, Maggie Steber, Lars from Wall Press Photo, and many my all my contacts. Like I thought that they can help somehow. And but I think 4 or 5 days I didn't get much positive news from them. But Essdras told me that you should do crowdfunding thing, and I was not sure because, you know, I don't know how to do that, and it's okay or not. You know, to from, you know, ask people. I don't know, but he said everything on GoFundMe, and we started sharing. So everyone, and I have really good people in my side. I didn't know before that, because so many people from all around the world, they shared the GoFundMe thing. And in a few I think not even 1 month, I mean in a very few time we reached the goal. And then I was like, okay, I have to go. And I was not prepared, actually. I didn't know how to, you know, I was not prepared actually for that. But yeah, I'm really thankful to all of them who actually shared the news, and who donated for my trip. And yeah, that was really big moment. Even I wanted to meet everyone. I tried to meet everyone when I was in New York, but it was really short time.
I know. Oh my God, you were such a superstar while you were here. It was crazy. I mean, I almost had to schedule you onto my, try to get to meet you. It was, I mean, we were back and forth about what day, what hour we could meet. And then, of course, we spent the day and we went to the New York Public Library. And let me see if I can quickly find
actually, one thing is that I love New York. You know, I love that vibe that city has, you know. So whenever...
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, folks. So when she was at ICP, I took that photo, and it just brought out her true spirit. She's such a joy to be around. And we had a great day snapping pictures around the city. And that's, you know, one of the great things. So let me get rid of that real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me do that so I can bring us back. Now, one of the things that you've done that's remarkable is, so let me ask this question first before, 1 second. Let me ask this question about, so Ranita, where were you at career-wise before COVID-19 hit, and what were you working on? Because you have so many things that you've accomplished already, including this here, which is, why don't you tell people what this is right here?
Last month, I went to Jakarta for a hostile environment training program. I was nominated by Reuters.
Okay.
And it was during COVID-19 outbreak. So it was not really a happy time to travel. And trust me, I never saw airport like that empty and scary, because everyone is kind of panicking because of the virus thing.
Right.
So I went to Jakarta, and the training happened, and then I spent times with my friend, but I didn't go out because it was not safe.
Right.
On 20th March, actually, very early morning, I got a call from India, and one of my friends said that India will be locked down within 1 or 2 days, and I was I was so afraid. I didn't know what to do. So I called my editor in Reuters, and I told him that can you arrange my flight tickets, because I need to go back. And yeah, they are really supportive, and they arrange all the flight tickets and everything. So within 1 or 2 hours. So when I came back to Kolkata, I gone through all the process made by government, all the health care process because of the virus thing. And doctor told me you should maintain the 14 days home quarantine, and if something shows up, you can call us. And so I came back to home, and I was really happy, but because I'm that kind of person who love to being alone. I know that I have projects, I have things to do. So I shifted on my rooftop room, and in 3 days, I think on 3 day. Sorry.
It's okay.
I think it was day 3 of my home quarantine, and very early morning I started noticing that people are screaming. My actually neighbor, they were not happy that I came home because they thought that I have the virus. So they started gathering and everything. I didn't know what to do, because my father is really not in a good condition, because he had a second brain stroke, and he's right now his left side is totally paralyzed. And I was really kind of uh, I don't know what to do. And then I told my editor that this thing is happening, and he was like, you should call police. And so I call a local police and everything. So yeah, I mean,
wow, you've been through so much right now, because I mean, having gone to Jakarta, coming back, quarantining yourself for the proper amount of time, and then also realizing that there are people nearby who were being sort of hostile towards you, and making you feel threatened, is just horrible. And I'm sorry to hear that. And your dad, especially, given that he's suffered a stroke and that he's not well, and the stress must be really something. And I'm very sorry for all of that. But it really speaks also to your perseverance and to your resilience and to your spirit to want to. I know that one of the things you want to do is get out there and start working again, because there's also an issue of financial support involved in all of this for you, for your family, to make sure everybody's okay. So why don't you talk to everybody for a minute about being a photographer without press credentials in India and other things like that. And then I want to show everybody this video that you made called Suffocation. And after you finish talking about the experience of credentials and everything else, I want you to tell us a little about this video, and I'm going to play it, everybody, without sound. The reason is, if you use copyrighted material on Facebook, especially sound, the whole live stream could be taken down by Facebook. So we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to make sure I put the URL in the comments, but please know that that's the only reason. It's breaking my heart to not show these videos with sound, because they will strip them down and the whole live stream, and we don't want that. So Ranita, please tell us about being a photographer once again, but credentials and what you've been going through to get some work and stuff like that, please.
So where I based, actually, there is not any other photographers, I mean, international, photographers or any photojournalists who are working with international agencies. So I don't have anyone whom I can talk to even about photography in general. In this time, only thing is I have is internet, and I can talk to my friends out there through the internet. But when you are freelance photographer in India, it's really tough, because if you don't have press cut, you can't go out in this situation because it's lockdown, and police are not really, they are not really supportive. In India, I don't know. Normally, mostly in cases, police are not really supportive. Even in my place, and I have two problems, that police are not supportive, and also my the local people, they don't want me to go out. If I go out, I cannot come back. It's like that. So it's really tough situation for me, because they don't understand the work I do. So they are not maintaining the lockdown. They are playing cards. They are gathering in the place. So they also not following the rules, but they also kind of interfering in my life and the work I do, and it's really tough. But I have the later where I can go out. So I think
you just received that, right? You just received that letter, right?
So that I can go out in this situation.
Yeah, because people have to go ahead. I'm sorry, please.
Yeah, I think in this kind of situation, freelance photographer needs some support from the agencies. Otherwise, they can't. They cannot work in this situation. You have to understand. But I'm really thankful the agency I'm working for, because they understand the situation and they are really helping me in the situation. And if you are a freelance photographer and you don't have the paper and you can go out, I don't think you should took risk in this situation. I think because anything can happen in the situation. It's not really organized out there,
Well, that's really tremendous insight that many people would not know about. So, one of the things I want to do, so let me show this so people can understand. Tell them quickly about Suffocation, please.
So whatever I just shared, this video I just made, I don't know why. All the things, I went to Jakarta and during the COVID-19 outbreak, and when I went back, all the problems from my neighbors and so much thing I'm going through right now, and the financial crisis, everything. So I thought to let's do let's make a video just like that. So I had some photos which I captured by phone. So I make this video, and it is actually very suffocating for me to stuck in a room, actually. Not even home, but in a room.
I have to tell you, there's a reason why you were selected to be part of the prestigious New York Times portfolio review. There's a reason why you've been part of an internship with the Seven Collective, which is the premier collective out there. I plan on having Ashley Gilbertson on one day. And then also all of the other awards you've won, that we'll talk about some of those right after I show this. But one of the things that is so incredible about you is that you can take something so quickly, even video. I watch this and I wish I could play the sound, folks. I really do, but I can't, because if they do, they'll strip the live stream down. That's the power of Big Brother out there and Facebook. So we're not going to violate the rules and copyright. I would never do that. That's one of my cardinal rules, but I wish I could. So I'm going to show this, watch it though, and then I'll put the link in, and after the show, after the Spin It Social Hour with us, you can watch it in full. Once again, I wanted to remind everybody, another cardinal rule when you're doing live streams, this is a production that we're all learning as we're going along with these new skills, broadcasting and live streaming and everything else. Ranita, this is your first live stream, you know?
Yeah, this is my...
I have to remind people that who we are. So my name is Stefan Kaplan. I'm a social media and visual strategist, and I've developed this Spin It Social Hour primarily based on it's a labor of love born out of care and concern for the photo community. And every week I'm going to be bringing photographers on from around the world. And I'm going to also be bringing on photo editors too, to talk about things and executives and people out there who know a lot about the business, that can hopefully give tips to photographers and other people that and other people in the industry, that when this crisis alleviates a bit, we can all, but mainly you guys, can be in a better position to get more work and rebound, because this is affecting so many people, and myself included. But we'll talk about that at a later date. That my primary concern right now is producing this show to bring these people, these wonderful photographers, out to the world, and so you can get to know them. So with no further ado, I'm going to show you this video right here by Ranita that she did. And let me go to the actual video. Sorry, I have a lot of tabs open here. Here it is, and I'm going to play it. Whoop. Hold on, it had sound. We don't want that. So I'm going to make sure that I mute it. So I'm going to mute it. I'm going to pause it for a second so you can see this and read it. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue again.
You can make the full screen, right?
Yes, I can. Absolutely. I'm going to do that right now. Sorry, Ranita.
It's fine.
It so hurts me to not play the music to this because it's so powerful. But you guys will get the chance to do that. I'll put it in the link for this post right after the live stream. Actually, I can grab it and put it right in the comments right now. Okay, well, I will definitely do it after the broadcast. Apologies, folks. That is just wow. You just are so great at what you do. It is such a testament to being so young and with such a vision to document your own feelings like this as you're going through all this pressure of dealing with this COVID crisis on your way back.
She's my friend, Francisca.
Okay. Yeah, please tell anybody about any of these photos. And I want to ask you about this once this is done. Hold on. I mean, you're even taking pictures in the mirror in the bathroom there on the plane. Wow, that is a really, really strong picture. Was he sitting next to you on the plane?
No, behind me.
Behind you.
Yeah. So the Kolkata from top.
Wow.
And when I went for the health checkup, our luggage was, yeah.
Right. So this is when you're getting off the plane, or you're already off the plane, correct? From Jakarta?
Yeah.
Right. And these are the police, I presume?
Yeah, it's in actually Kolkata. So when we went to the health checkup, so that's the place actually, the hospital. So yeah, for advice
I
for.
see they advised her to stay in quarantine for 14 days. Now, these are
Yeah.
health workers checking up on you, correct?
Yeah. So I took this image from my rooftop.
Yeah.
Those are the police and my neighbors.
Right. Now
So
tell people about this, what's coming up here.
yeah.
Because,
So I was stuck in home, and I also took their picture. They are not maintaining lockdown, so whatever I can, from my rooftop, I took some picture of them. That they were really aggressive, with me when I came back, but they are also not maintaining the lockdown.
right.
So yeah, that's how.
Well, so there's the credits for the music. I didn't want to show that, of course, because it's really important not to do that. But what a powerful video. And when people play it afterwards, when I put it in the comments with the sound, they'll really get the full effect.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we're so thankful for your safety, for your courage, for your desire to want to go back out now that you have your papers, and do some work out there, because you do need to support yourself and your family, and also document this from your perspective, which is really, really important. So one of the
Sorry.
yes, please.
Can I share some home
Yes.
quarantine picture?
Yes, send me a link, and I'll
No, I don't have any link. I shared
not link. I mean, let me
share screen.
you hit share screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to add your screen to this to the StreamYard here. I'm going to put you back on. Okay, so there we go, Ranita.
Yeah.
Give Ranita 1 second, folks. She's looking through some things here she wanted to show you. This is a one man and one woman show here. So we're producing this and putting it on. I'm producing it and bringing Ranita on with some of these things. So she wants to show you a few things. Are you on the screen yet that you want to show?
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to enlarge it a bit. Okay. And you need to go to the photos. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm taking some self-portraits and my family members. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Photos during this quarantine day, because I don't have much to shoot, but I'm trying to, shoot myself.
Right. Well, that's really important, because I was talking to a group of photographers that were on a production called Focus on the Story a couple of weeks ago, and they were one of the main discussions. The main discussion was about how people should be creating during this time, and not just thinking there is nothing to create. So this speaks volumes about what you've been doing at home, and around. Obviously, some of these are not just in your home, correct?
No, those are in home. But this one, day after 14 days went over,
right.
I went for a walk. So
right.
I took a picture. So this is from outside.
Right.
But those all are in home.
No, it's great self-documentation. It's really necessary. It's one of the things that so many people are doing. I mean, Peter, you know who Peter Turnley is, of course.
Yeah.
Peter Turnley, one of the greats out there, him and his brother David Turnley, the Turnley twins. Peter's been documenting the streets of New York City and bringing this crisis to the foreground for many people in his COVID postings every day. Everybody should find Peter Turnley, Turnley, and find his work. He was featured on CBS This Morning last week. But right here, you're talking about the soul and serenity of India. This was tremendous. Yeah. This was your first big cover story for the magazine for the Washington Post, correct?
Yeah, actually.
Oh,
When I last time went
can you shrink that down a bit to show everybody?
Yeah, I will do that.
There we go. Look at that beautiful photograph. You got the cover of the Washington Post magazine.
Actually, it's also available in print magazine.
Right.
Yeah.
That is just wow. I mean, in your young career, to be accomplishing such things as the Washington Post cover of the magazine and the New York Times portfolio review and many other things is just a real credit to your work and to your ability. Look at the beautiful photos here. This is a travel story about India, correct?
Yeah. Actually, last time in October, I think last year when I went to New York, I also went to DC, and I met photo editors from Washington Post.
Wow. Can you hold on? Scroll down to that photo. Scroll down a little to that other photo right there. Wow. What an amazing photograph. Absolutely.
So gorgeous. I want to tell something about this photo. This is not Varanasi. We have, it's Ramkrishnapur Ghat in Howrah. So they also performed this ritual, and I took this image in actually Ramkrishnapur Ghat. It's not in Varanasi.
Oh, that's such a
Dadley Brook. Sorry.
The woman with the dog. What a beautiful, beautiful moment there. Okay. Where is that? Where is that, Ranita?
So that photograph actually I took in Darjeeling. I visit Darjeeling often, and I really love that place because I love mountain and I love adventurous sports as well. So yeah, my editor was for this story was Dadley Brook.
Look at that beautiful use of light. I mean, just gorgeous, just gorgeous. You know, one of the things I wanted to mention as you're scrolling through these photos that brought something to mind. I want everybody to know something very important about you because you were published in the New York Times Lens blog after you met James Estrin and David Gonzalez and the crew at the New York Times that are the publishers of the Lens blog. And the story was just so deep and terrifying to me to read about, but such an education about what you deal with. Why don't you tell people, hold on one second. I'm going to quickly, do you mind if I grab the screen for a second?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I actually done. So
okay, so I'm going to grab the screen here for a second, and I'm going to go here to here, and I'm going to scroll down just a bit. So this is an article called Revealing the Terror of Sleep Paralysis. To help people understand a condition that frightened her at night, Ranita Roy, who is here with us today, used photography to visualize her experiences. You can find this article online through searching her names and the New York Times Lens blog. I'll put it in there as well in the comments for this post afterwards. But Ranita, why don't you talk about this issue, that this condition that you deal with? It's all the work that you're able to accomplish, and yet you deal with something like this. I tell you, you are an incredible human being, Ranita.
Thank you. Actually, I had sleep paralysis, but after when I started shooting these images, it suddenly stopped happening. So that is an amazing thing. And I think 2017 or 18, I think I started this work, and can you share my screen?
Oh, surely, absolutely. You want me to share your screen again?
Sure. Oh, no, sorry. I want to show my journal a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Let me put you on full screen for a second.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Ranita, are you there?
Yeah, I'm.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
So let me try again to show this. So you can share your screen now.
No, I don't have to share my screen. I just want to show my journal.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Sorry about that.
No, we can
Apologies.
So when I experienced sleep paralysis, actually I didn't know what it's called actually, but I watch lots of documentaries and things like that. One day I just found a video on National Geographic channel. It's about sleep paralysis, and then I started realizing that this is the thing is happening to me every day. So I started researching, and then I started my research on sleep paralysis, and I draw my feelings and started writing about it. I can share some. Well, this is my journal. It's all about sleep paralysis. So yeah. And yeah, it's a regular journal. I don't many people actually they shared their story, like my friend Casey. You can see his photo. It's not really good photo, but yeah. So many people they shared their story with me. Stephen, you can I can you put me the screen? Yeah. Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah.
So one of the things you do is you use this journaling process for more things, right? I mean, you're somebody who uses journaling for sort of you're writing down your vision for things, and then you're actually
and I sketches my vision sometime.
Right.
And also after publishing it in New York Times Lens blog, I got so many emails from people. They were like, we can relate to your experience, and we also have sleep paralysis. So it was a really amazing experience when it got published, and I got so many emails from people. And so whenever someone shared their experience, I asked them that can I you know uh, can I put your experience in my journal. And if they gave me permission, I always write it down, their experience. And yeah, like many people. Yeah.
Well, how many people quickly, not to cut this short, but I realize we're going over the hour, and I want to get to a couple of other things, and then I have something special that I want to share with everyone, with a friend I'm going to bring on in a few minutes after. But how many people did you hear from after you were published in the Lens blog about your sleep paralysis issue?
I mean, many. I didn't count,
right?
But
no, I didn't. Sorry, I didn't mean to ask you for
15 or 16 people. They gave me the permission that I can include their story in my. I'm trying to make a photo book, so I can include their story. So they gave me their permission, and I got an email from an Australian scientist who is researching on sleep paralysis. So that was really amazing.
Right.
That he emailed me and was like, I'm researching on it, and we are in touch. So it's really great that how can people relate with this, and this is not an unnatural thing. And so many people, when I told my mom and my friends that can you recognize this kind of thing, and they are like they were kind of I'm crazy, I'm
Right.
I'm crazy.
No.
So I thought that the people are not realizing, or they don't know what is sleep paralysis. So after it published in New York Times Lens blog, people they can relate, and now it's like people know about things.
Well,
So,
you're very brave also to document this and to share it with the world. I'm sure the compassion and the understanding from people and them sharing their own stories has helped you tremendously, as well as it always does with many things. but it still takes a certain amount of being, of its inner spirit and the desire to share. But we're glad that you're doing better with this, and we're glad that you continue your work. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you, because this is a show, a discussion about social media and photography as well, is how do you feel that social media has helped you with your career, and what do you think you could do more of in social media in general? Actually,
First
let me add one thing quickly. I'm amazed. You're a one production woman show. We are a one woman show with the way you tackle Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, videos, everything. Every day I see something new from you, and your desire to get your work out there and share it with the world. I commend you for it, because social media is so important to visual people out there to share and to get your story out there. So how do you feel about social media, and how has it helped your career?
For me, I think social media is something that is really great tool that I'm using, because I don't have any other photographer or any other people in my hometown whom I can talk to. So social media is something that the thing is connecting me with the people, from all around the world. So it's really important, and I found actually Instagram is really great for photography, and the tool we have in Instagram, I love to make stories with stickers and photographs, kind of multimedia things, where you can express your feelings, and it's really quick, so you don't have to do much. But I think for me social media, but I don't actually care about likes, because I need quality photographers or people who I can connect to, and if they like my work, and that's really okay with me. I mean, I don't need 1,000 likes and those kind of stuff.
It's not about that, right?
You need quality people who understand the craft, and who can motivate you. So in my social media, I mean, even in Facebook, I don't have much friends in my friend list, but you need to post, I think, regular basis, so that if you like, I can tell that everyone should do. I love posting my work that I do, and I mostly post news kind of stuff in Facebook, and I post my video and photos in Instagram.
Your Instagram page is amazing. But one of the things I want to do, talking about posting and sharing and everything, I'm going to bring him on right now for a second, and then I'm going to come back to you. So you're not going anywhere. We're not finished with you yet. But the reason is he's been hanging online because he's very busy. But I wanted to bring him on because I wanted to make a special mention. This COVID crisis has been difficult on the world, and it's hit every community, including the photography community. And just last week, we lost one of the greats, all-around photographer, and also tremendously skilled and great photojournalist, doing a lot of sports at the New York Post. He's known around the world. I wish I had only met him. I didn't, but I know of him, and I've heard so many great stories about him, and what a beautiful, more than anything, human being he was, and how he touched so many people. So one of the things I wanted to do was bring a friend on here. I'm going to bring him on. David, hello, David.
Stefan, Ranita, how are you today?
Hey, David. Ranita Roy, this is David Hanshu, one of my old friends and colleagues, who's a tremendous photojournalist, who's a world known. I mean, he's done it all. And David, if you could, maybe the lighting on you is a little dark. Maybe you could position yourself.
Oh, so we're complaining about production values now.
It's okay. We want to see you. So I brought David on, Ranita, because we lost Anthony Causey And I wanted to bring David on to speak a moment about Anthony because he leaves behind a wife and 2 kids and so many family and friends that care about him so much. And I just wanted to take a moment here. I wanted to bring David on at the end, but I don't want to keep him waiting. But I wanted to bring him on to talk about Anthony for a second and read something that he wrote that he posted on Facebook. Give me 1 second and I will, sorry, give me 1 second, please. And I will go here to that page. I should have it. There it is. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, David. Give me 1 second.
No worries.
Trying to do this right. One-man show here. Let's see if I can bring it up. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this question 2 here for a second. Hold on. I want to hide this so this way it doesn't block you while you're talking. Okay. So, David, why don't you talk about Anthony for a second as we remember him for the great human being he was. I didn't know him, like I said, so I'm not going to speak out of context, and that's why I brought you on, sir.
You know, he is a tragic, horrible loss. A wonderful, happy fellow, deadly serious, but always with a joke, always with a laugh, and quite a competitor. And he was never going to be beat. And you know, when you showed up there at a sporting job, that if Anthony was there, you knew that he was having the better picture. So there was no doubt about that.
Right.
But just reflecting on the whole community of photojournalism and the women and men who are out there on the streets around the world every day to document the truth. You know, reporters could sit in the office and do an interview by Skype or by phone. Even video reporters, television reporters, you know, somebody has Skype in their living room and it's enough quality that they're going on network news today. Right. But for a still photographer, for a video photographer, to actually tell the truth, to capture what's happening to the people around the globe, they have to be out there. So that means that they're exposed to the virus, they're exposed to the sights, the sounds, the smells of what's happening at any scene. And, you know, I'm in awe of the men and women who chose this as a career, struggling to make a living.
That's right.
Capturing photographs around the world.
Right.
But more important, literally risking their lives every moment of every day that they're out telling the truth. That's right. And my hat's absolutely off to people who keep doing this.
Right.
I was injured on September 11th at the World Trade Center, and my lung capacity is not good. If I come down with COVID, it's a death sentence.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
No, it really is.
I know. I understand. Where you're going to be here with us for many years to come, and you stay safe and you take care of yourself and you don't take any chances, David, because you're one of the greats. I remember when I first started out in photography, I followed you religiously. And I used to desire to meet up with you on the streets to pick your brain and learn more. And you and Andrew Savalich and Angel Franco and Dith Pran, who I worked with directly, all of you guys I idolized you guys, you know, and I became, you know, doing this. But anyway, please back, and not about that at all. I just wanted to mention that. But Anthony, I only wish I had met him, because one of the things I took out of the stories I read was that he'd always take the time everywhere he was to take pictures of people, even if he was busy. I remember I read a story about him the other day where he was running to get in position at a Mets game or somewhere, and he stopped and he took a picture of somebody because they asked him to, and he shot like 50 frames because he wanted to get just the right picture of this gentleman and his family. And it ends up, you know, he ends up doing this all the time. And I heard he just had a beautiful spirit and way about him.
It absolutely did. And that spirit will remain with us, not only through his images, but from the memories of, you know, whether you spend an afternoon in the dugout with him or cross paths outside the ballpark, it didn't make a difference. I think there's there's an important legacy that he's going to leave. I know the New York Press photographers the other night voted unanimously to name a sports award after him. And those awards are not given lightly.
Right.
And you know, every recipient of that award will know the name that's attached to the prize that they've won.
Man, wow. I'm taking a breath here because, you know, first of all, I'm thankful to have you in our lives. I'm thankful to have you in my life. Also, the fact that you survived 9/11, and, you know, I do not want to get into it because I don't want you thinking about it that much, but what you went through and everything else, I'm just thankful for you, David, as a friend. I'm thanking you for coming on here to mention a few things about Anthony. I want you to read what you wrote real quick, but what I also want you to do, and I'm not saying real quick, I'm not rushing this moment. This is about Anthony and his family here. I did not know him, but I only wish I did. I also wanted to show this GoFundMe page that is being raised for him. Look at the amount that has been raised already, the care and the concern for his family that he's leaving behind. And there's more to reach here of a $200,000 goal. God bless everybody for helping and contributing at this moment. But David, why don't you read what you wrote? Because there were a couple of other people I wanted to possibly contact about this, colleagues of his and dear friends, but I did not want to be intrusive. I did not want to intrude on their moment this week in time where they were reflecting and mourning. So I know you knew D'Anthony, but they were ultra close to him, and out of respect, I didn't want to do that. That's not how I operate. So David, why don't you read what you wrote? Because I thought it was just as impactful and important.
Thank you. Well, you know, being on the front page of a newspaper with a powerful image is the dream that visual journalists have on a regular basis. It means that you have the photo, the story of the day. But sports photographers long for the honor of having their work on the back page of the newspaper. It means that you have captured the play of the game. The ball is just hitting the first baseman's glove on the big play of the big game. Or the sweat is flying off a boxer, stunned as a leather glove catches him squarely in the face. So many newspaper readers flip the paper to the back page, reading the newsprint from right to left like a Hebrew prayer book. Well, today, our community turns to the back page to mourn a colleague. Anthony J. Causi put up a championship-level fight for the last several weeks. He ran the New York City Marathon. He went to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. He pitched from the mound at Yankee Stadium and tossed pass after pass in the Super Bowl fight for his life. But unfortunately, that motherfucker won. Anthony died this evening at age 48 from coronavirus. He leaves behind his wife, Ranita, and their children, John and Mia. To those who read the book, the newspaper from back to front, your world will be a good bit emptier without Anthony's images. Anthony was sports photography in New York. Every player, every coach, every photographer, editor, and reader is shedding a tear this evening for our loss. And in the ultimate display of loss, a photograph of photographer Anthony Causi will be on the back page of tomorrow's paper. Rest in peace, sir. Your images are history. Your laugh and your smile will not be forgotten.
Yeah, man. You know, it's just this virus is horrible. I hope we extinguish it like nothing else, so that we don't have to lose any more people out there, loved ones, human beings in general, everywhere from here to Italy, India included, everywhere around the world. It's horrible. Anthony was young. He leaves behind a wife and 2 kids. Please find his GoFundMe page. I'll also have that in the comments afterwards for this broadcast. I had a little snafu with entering some stuff right now. But I wanted to bring David on to read that powerful statement that he made about photographers, about Anthony. And David, thank you for coming on. Please tell people also just your handle so they could stay in touch with you, because I think you're an important person out there that people should stay in touch with to learn so much more about photography. And Anthony would want people to know about you and other greats out there.
Thank you. I'm on Instagram at Flying Manatee.
Okay.
LYINGMANATEE. But the story is really about the photographers around the world.
That's right.
Not me.
That's right.
Not Anthony, but the men and women who are out there still, despite the obvious risk.
Right.
The men and women who are out there telling the truth with their cameras and sharing their images with others around the world. So
that's right. Well, I was just, Peter Turnley, like I said, who's been documenting this day in and day out, and many others too. But Peter had a photo on Facebook the other day where he said he's been taking his temperature like 3, 4, 5 times a day once he gets home because, he's worried too about this unknown enemy. But yet he goes out there every day because it's part of what he does. And it's important to be able to show the world and share the world what is happening out there. And so David, thank you for coming on. I'm going to bring Ranita back on. I wish you well, sir. My friend, my good friend. I love you, man. And we'll talk. I'll have you on one day very soon.
Okay. Thanks so much for what you're doing.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye. Hi, Ranita. Hi, sorry. I wanted to bring David on because he was waiting. I didn't want to bypass that moment. And I wanted to have him talk about Anthony and also the GoFundMe page, which I brought up that I want people to know all about. I'll have that link in the comments afterwards, folks. But, this is something that's been impacting the entire world. So I also want you to know that when you go out there, Ranita, we want you to be ultra careful. We want you to be very careful because this virus is attacking people young and old. It does not discriminate. So we want you to take care of yourself and we want you to be very careful, okay? But one of the things that I quickly also, let's
I want to share something,
yes,
Stephen.
please.
Who want to shoot about this subject, COVID-19, and want to go out for shooting, try to find out some, we have some workshop online, how, about the safety and everything, and try to find those and listen those things and try to protect yourself before you go out. And the freelance photographer who are having the financial crisis in this time. Also, I think many agencies, they are funding freelance photographer, the emergency fund. So you can also submit your application for that.
Yes. No, that's really important for photographers to know about this emergency fund. So once again, I'll put that, you'll send me that link and I'll make sure I put it in the comments for everybody. This is one element of this production effort that I need to get straight about being able to put real comments in as I'm also interviewing you and showing questions and other comments from people. So for example, we had Sudha Parekh, who is a friend of mine, Neil Parekh's mom, watching. Carlos Villalon, who is a incredible photographer out there who works in Colombia and many other places. He says, hey, Stefan, how are you? Hope all is well. You guys should be talking about Instagram. Okay, we will get into that on another show, definitely. I know what's going on about Instagram and copyright. We will talk about that. But right now, what I wanted to do was I wanted to close on a couple of notes, and I wanted to recommend a couple of things for you. First of all, as part of this Spin It Social Hour, I wanted to always give a couple of tips to photographers that come on about things that I think they should do more of and things that they could help themselves with more. One of the things that I would recommend to you is to definitely put some, to be more present on LinkedIn, because every now and then, because I think there are so many professionals on LinkedIn, I would love to see you make that many more connections with a lot of the big people out there who can bring you work. Not that Instagram and Twitter can't, but LinkedIn is where all the professionals reside. And LinkedIn is a very powerful platform that I've become much more religious at using. And I love LinkedIn, and I'd like to see you do more on LinkedIn. The second thing on LinkedIn is to add some videos to the area where you can put the images on LinkedIn in your bio. And then finally, which we'll work on together, is a little tips about making your bio a little fuller on LinkedIn, Twitter, and everything else. Just a few elements that I would recommend you adding, and we'll work on that together because I want to extend my help to you and anybody who needs it in certain ways as we go on this journey together. But, you know, once again, my name is Stefan Kaplan. I'm a social media and visual strategist. And this is Ranita Roy, a photographer who lives in India right now and also travels quite a bit. I wanted to bring her on today to meet everybody, and there will be more photographers coming on every week to let you know about them and their work so that when this crisis alleviates and subsides a bit, and hopefully we extinguish it from our lives, or at least get a very good handle on it, that they're able to get more work, because photographers are really struggling right now, as we all are. So I wanted to bring Ranita on today. It's been a pleasure discussing everything with her. But I wanted to close on this video here, which I can't show. Hold on one second. I can't put the sound to once again, but I wanted to share it with everybody because it's such a beautiful video. But I'm not going to take the risk, and I'm not going to violate the music copyright. But I'm going to show this video here. And why don't you tell, well, for the people who are still on or who came on late, why don't you tell people a little about this and who this is?
So this story is about my Chodima, my grandma. I called her Chodima. And I started this project in 2016,
Right.
when me and my Chodima was in home alone, and we spent really great time together. And I started noticing her daily life, what she does, you know. And she is one of the women really inspire me on a daily basis, because I don't have many women in my locality who can inspire me, but she is amazing. She is, I mean, in any situation in her life, she enjoy life so much. And I'm learning from her, uh, that so that I can enjoy my life in any situation, whatever, you know, in the negative situation, if came, I can live my life. And that's how I started
Right.
shooting her, and I realizing that that can be a story, because I saw many photographers do story on old women, and it's all about the negative stories, you know, how old
Right.
they are. And so I wanted to show some positive part of their life, and they also can have fun. And she is one of them. So yeah, she's inspiring. And
Well, I wanted to just, read that one part because this is very important. To me, my grandmother, Chorodima, why don't you read it? Why am I reading it?
I can't see. Can
Okay,
you?
to me, I'm going to read it then. To me, my grandmother, Chorodima, is a silent part of Indian women movement who goes on walking in life, ignoring all difficulties and find the positive aspects in life, and created her own life with enjoyment. And then you go on to say, here through my photographs, I would like to describe the above statements and take the opportunity to say to the world that never restricts a woman. By doing that, you are restricting the world's development. Ranita, that is so powerful, and that is so true, that I'm so glad that I could show that and share that with the world about your Chorodima, and also women in general, and the women out there who are working every day to make this world a better place and make the world a better place, period. And I wanted to
Can
show
I
you.
tell something?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, she will be happy because you are calling her Chodima too.
It is my pleasure, and it brings joy to my heart to be able to call her that. So let me show this video real quick. and then we're going to take this to a close because we're 40 minutes over here, but you had so much to share. Whoops, hold on one second. Hold on, I got to restrict the sound. I may have to bring this out and bring it back on because I don't want any problems with Facebook taking this down. I'm stopping the audio. So I'm going to lower the volume so we won't be able to say anything for a minute, okay? Okay. Oh, I love that photo. So I'm going to stop it there because it's kind of long and I don't want, without the sound, it's not as effective, but I want it. Oh, hold on one second. Let me close that out before Facebook finds a way to strip this thing down. They're very, very protective of that stuff. But I wanted to end it on that photo right there that was in the video. What a beautiful photo. What a gorgeous image of her. Ranita, it's a wonderful moment to have you on here. It's been a long hour and a half plus, but I'm so thrilled to introduce you to the world from my part. And we're going to stay in touch, of course. You're going to get work. We're all going to survive this crisis. And I hope that everybody connects with you and shares more information about you in the world. And thank you so much for your time today. And I will see you soon, okay?
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed a lot.
Actually, why don't you leave us with a few words of encouragement? Something about the world, something about your family, something about something positive, because you're such a positive person who endures a lot.
I don't have much to share, but I think why I capture my personal life is that I think I am the best person to photograph my life, and yeah, we all document others' life and others, as a photojournalist. But I think we should more photographing our family. We should photograph our family because the memory is amazing. Because I'm doing a story on my father, and right now when I saw old photos about my father is walking, and he was really a strong man. And now I can realize that photography is such a strong tool that we have.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't capture that moment, I didn't have that memory in the photograph, So it's important to capture yourself and your family too, with everything.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And
One thing is that when you share your weakest part, you don't have anything to lose after that.
right.
And
Is there a photo? This is your dad right here, right?
which one I can see?
I'm sorry. I should have shared the screen. So apologies. 1 second, please.
Yeah.
That's your dad.
Yeah.
So Ranita,
Can you show a video? I just posted today actually.
oh, surely. Let me
First
go.
one.
Sure. This one right here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show it, but I can't show sound, so I'm going to mute it, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So every day he cried because he can't work anymore, and I made that little multimedia kind of video with the video and photos thing. Um,
Yeah.
because of that. So yeah.
That I want people will visit your Instagram page. They will learn more about you. God bless your father. God bless you. And once again, thank you for coming on, Ranita, and educating us about so many things, sharing with the world. And I will talk to you very soon. Okay.
And you are doing a great job because you are bringing photographers from everywhere, and you are really helping us because this kind of platform not everyone has. So like me, I never done this live streaming.
Right. No, I know it's quite the feat. It's quite the feat. We're going really long here. So Ranita, thank you. God bless you. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Okay.
Stay safe
I'm
and
going to close
healthy.
out. You too. Okay. Bye-bye. So everybody, we went 50 minutes over, but you know what? I wasn't going to cut this one short. I won't cut any of them short, but I am going to try to limit it to an hour and 15 minutes usually. But we must maintain production values that way. But Ranita had so much to share, and she's dealing with so much between her father suffering from paralysis and the situation now in India where she was quarantined and dealt with some issues there when she got back from a trip. And hopefully she'll be able to stay safe, support her family financially and otherwise. So thank you for your time today. Once again, my name is Stefan Kaplan. This is the Spin Social Hour. It's a discussion about photography and social media where I'll be bringing on photographers from around the world, including photo editors and other people in production and the editorial world to talk about what photographers can do to get through this crisis. And hopefully they too will rebound once this subsides a bit and we go forward. I wish everyone well. I wish everyone safety. And I am thinking about all of you. And thank you so much for your time. And please tune in next week where my guest will be Pulitzer Prize winning photographer Essdras Suarez, who has a real incredible story and also will share a lot of insight about how you can get through many crisis points in life, because he is a master yogi and so great at many things in life. So thank you very much for your time. I wish you all well. Follow me on Spin It Social so I can keep you updated on new photographers and new discussions with them. Thank you very much, everybody. Be safe. Take care.